Oh, snap. I missed you guys so much. It is so good to be back. Let's go.
Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack, featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for being here. Today is Monday, October 18th, 2021, and this is episode number 349. Barry on Deck. As always, Barry on Deck brought to you by the AP Law Group. If you have been injured in an accident, do yourself a solid. Call the AP Law Group, 713-913-GO-AP, or log on to aplawgroup.com. God bless y'all. I missed you so much. So happy to be back stateside. I felt like I was in a different country. I'm not going to lie. We got a lot to get to. Whole busy show. I'm going to be honest with you up front. If you're just tuning in, I almost forgot to tweet out the show. I'm a little rusty on the pregame rituals that I've been doing. A little rusty, but I'm good. I'm glad to be back. I missed this way more than I thought I would. I was like, ooh, boy, a vacation at the end of the year might be kind of tough. I'm not going to lie. It's going to feel weird not doing this because it felt weird not doing anything for a few days. So I do feel rested, though. Got some sleep last night. Did. It was good to be home and catch up with Nora, and went to bed early. Slept all morning. I was going to wake up, and I was like, nah, I just slept all day. Feeling rested and excited. And so, yeah, didn't get to watch a lot of sports, so if you are here for a plethora of sports takes, well, today's probably not your day. We're going to go through the scores. We'll discuss a lot of what happened that I'm aware of, and then we'll probably talk a lot about the road trip. I'm seeing the Cowboy fans going crazy in the chat. And what's up, Rachel? How are you? Let's go, Brandon. I don't know what that means. But I'm seeing the Cowboys fans. Yeah, you should be proud. Thump your chest, Cowboy fans. We're going to get to all of that. All of that, I promise you. First, we always start the show with the greatest deckhead in the history of the world. At least for the next 2 hours, I have a surprise for you guys. I have a shocker for you guys. Okay, that's not true. It's none other than... Oh, shit, where'd it go? I closed it. God damn it. I'm so rusty. I'm so rusty. My lips are like super chapped today, too. I guess the cold weather in Utah dried my lips out. There we go. There we go, Shelbsters! How are you? Shelby, thank you for being the first deckhead in the chat today. Thank you for the first super chat. Thank you for the first like. Thank you for being the greatest deckhead in the history of the world for the next 2 hours. Sweetie, I missed you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. You're the bestest, Shelbsters. A lot of people in early today. Good to see you guys. Thanks for all the welcome backs. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the kind messages that you sent. I appreciate all of the support. We'll talk about all the gritty details and stories. I mentioned some of it yesterday on Sports Riot, so if you saw it, you might hear some of the same stories, but a lot of you didn't watch that. I mean, it's two different shows, so some of this might be repetitive for you. By the way, did you notice anything? Huh? We'll get to that in a second. But what else? Who else is here? Wallace is here. What's up, dude? Wallace was so close to being first today. Eric Resendez is in the building. Steven the Weather Guy, what's up? Joe Pro, good to have you in the chat, buddy. Always glad to have you live. Mr. 1% Chris Reyes is here. John Dory, what's up, dude? Perry, how are you, buddy? Good to see you, man. Alan, tell Kathy I said hello. Cisco, hi from high. What's up, dude? Donna, my sweet Donna. Uriel Villanueva is in the building already. That's good to see. Who else is here? Let's see. Oh, that was already on the different page there. Matt Murphy's in. What's up, dude? AJB. Yo, Aaron Little is here. Ray, how are you, my friend? Katie, what's up, girl? What's up, girl? Who else is here? Jen. Hi, Jen. How are you? I owe Jen, I have deadlines for Jen in 2 days. I got to get on my shit. Who else is here? Mimi! Memesters is here. What's up, Mimi? Good to see you. Philip Barnard's in the building. Black Sheep is here. Michael Caravantes, Stephen Luther in house. Who else? Terrence, what's up, dude? Good to have you. Rudolph Rodriguez with the message of the century. Sanitize, wash hands, social distance. A lot of folks don't do that at the airport, so fuck those people. What's up, Walt? Good to see you, buddy. White Magic's in the building. How are you, my friend? John Garza. Robert Likes Beer. The King. Robert, I hope you got your package. My mom was supposed to send all that stuff off after she dropped me off at the airport. So if I owed you stuff, everything is out now. Except I owe Katie a shirt and truck driver Pookie. But everybody should have stuff that I owed them. So what's up, Clarence? What's up, CC? How are you, sweetie? John Garza. Who else? There we go. The Cowboys doing all the hollering to lose their first round. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of Cowboy fighting. Okay, so here's the deal. Took a trip to Utah this weekend. The Provo kid rides again. I was going to wear my shirt, but I'm real sweaty and it's gray. And so my pits would sweat a lot. So I got to get a white shirt to wear underneath it or put those little pads in. I have little sweat pads. It's weird. It's like a legit, a pad. But took a trip to Provo to record a special for Dry Bar. And I got to be honest with you. I was a nervous wreck about recording this special. If you don't know what Dry Bar is, it is completely clean comedy. And the way that this all happened is I had opened for a fella named Jeff Allen, who is a comedian that's been around for a while now. And he has something like 100 million views on Dry Bar. This dude tours just off of his Dry Bar special, okay? And I opened for him and he was like, yo, you're a good, clean comic. Have you done Dry Bar? And I was like, no. And he's like, I'm going to put you in touch with an agent. And he did. And one thing led to another. And I ended up booking a Dry Bar. And so when you book it, they send you a video and a bunch of stuff. And they're like, this is what it means to be clean for Dry Bar. This is what it means to work our audience in Provo, Utah. Because there's clean and there's Provo clean. So you watch this video. And you have where it's they tell you oh, don't take the Lord's name in vain. Oh God, oh shoot, that's gonna be tough. They tell you don't curse, don't glorify premarital sex, all these things that you're oh shit, this is literally my whole act. And then you watch this and they show you examples of good and bad stuff, right? I don't know if y'all just heard that. I just got a message on my phone, but it connects to my computer. So it's Dusty Slade texting me. What's up, Dusty? But you start to, I started to get into my head about it, right? I'm oh boy, this is kind of scary here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to not do and say all these things that I'm not allowed to do and say. Know what I'm saying? So I really let it get into my head, and I think I really psyched myself out quite a bit. I haven't been that nervous on stage since I started comedy because I was like, man, if I say this, I'm going to get in trouble. If I say that, I'm going to get in trouble. And I rehearsed my set probably, I don't know, I probably did the set 6 times. I haven't rehearsed a full set in ages. So it was pretty nerve-wracking is the point. So just about the set in general, the first show, I barely remember the show. I was that nervous on stage and I didn't feel like I did that well, but everybody's like, no, you did great. I was like, whoa, that didn't feel good. But I'm also used to doing really well. And that sounds super arrogant. And I don't mean it to sound that way. I have bad nights. Don't get me wrong. But so there's a point where I'm like, I'm used to doing comedy and doing really well most of the time. And then every once in a while you don't do well, you do okay. You do average. You have, not a terrible set, not a great set. And you feel like you failed. And that's kind of how it felt for me. Like I didn't kill, I didn't crush like I'm used to kind of doing when I do sets. So anytime you don't, it feels like a failure. So for me, it's either a 10 or a 1, right? Like I either kill, crush, and feel great, or I don't and feel awful. And that's kind of what happened that first show. I didn't kill, didn't crush, didn't bomb. It didn't go bad. It just didn't go great. So for me, it was a failure because I wanted to do really well. And I just did okay. Then the second set comes around. I got the first one out of me. The second one, I feel a lot more relaxed, right? I feel a lot less pressured now that I got one under my belt. So I'm more relaxed, and the set was actually worse than the first one. I was like, oh shit, this didn't go. But the staff was great, and one of the chicks comes up, she goes, oh my God. After the first set, she was like, you're hilarious. I was like, oh, well, it didn't go good. She goes, are you kidding me? That was amazing. Like people were dying laughing. I was like, well, it didn't feel like it. And she goes, oh no, they loved it. They loved you. So I don't know, like both of the comics were like, dude, great set. And I was like, no, it really wasn't. They're like, yeah, no, you did great. And it's one of those things where you feel like people are telling you that because you did bad and they're trying to make you feel better, which happens a lot in comedy, or they're just trying to be nice. Like if you bomb, they're going to be like, great set. And you're like, no, I just fucking ate shit. So I didn't know how to really take it, right? Like I didn't know if they were lying to me or not, but we're going to find out. I don't think it was the worst set that's ever been recorded on Dry Bar. It certainly wasn't the best set ever recorded on Dry Bar. It was certainly the biggest thing I've ever done in my career after 8 years of comedy. But it was a lot of fun. Now, the trip itself, as you can imagine, with the luck that I have, there was some pretty crazy shit. Let's see. I'm going to ignore all of the cowboy banter and stuff like that because that's just between you guys, and that's fine. You talk it up. I'm trying to catch up with some of the chat here. So Barry said no premarital sex talk. None. Can't. Nope. No, Tony. There was so I had actually called them about some material. I was like, hey, so I do this bit about Joe Osteen. They were like, I wouldn't do that. I was like, okay, that's fine. I was like, I do a couple of jokes about how crazy and dumb I am when I smoke weed. He was like, no. And I don't even curse in those jokes. But he was like, don't do any weed jokes. I was like, oh my God. He's like, don't say God. I was like, shit, my bad. He's like, don't say shit. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? I can't curse. I can't do it. I don't know how to act. At one point I said God, and I was like, well, just ruined that whole set. So it was very nerve-wracking. What's up, Terrence? You got to remember that most of those people are jazz fans. I'm sure you did great. Well, yeah, that's true too. It's okay to be proud. I'm just learning how to deal with gratuity. Used to feel icky when folks would say good job. Yeah, but you got to feel like you did a good job, right? Like if I do a good job, if I know I had a killer set and crushed and people tell me that, I'm like, man, that's so nice of you. I appreciate that. I accept it graciously. I do. But when you do bad or you think you did bad and you have people telling you good set, you're like, you're just saying that to make me feel better. And I really don't want that, nor do I appreciate it. I would much rather somebody be like, hey, I watched, it didn't go great. This is what I thought. I'd rather that than somebody be like, oh, that was a great set, knowing it wasn't, right? Knowing it wasn't. It's like when you see somebody's kid and they have an ugly baby, they know they have an ugly baby, right? Like, if you have an ugly baby because you have eyes, unless you don't have eyes, and then maybe you think your baby is pretty. But if you can see, if you have actual vision and you have an ugly baby, you hold that baby and you're like, well, this is an ugly baby, but it's my ugly baby. So I love this baby. And to me, it's beautiful because I made it, but I still know it's an ugly baby, right? And then when other people see the baby and they're like, oh, it's such a cute baby, you're like, thanks. But inside you're like, no, it's an ugly baby. But I appreciate you saying that was kind of you. But you know you have an ugly baby. But also sometimes when people come up and go, God damn, is that your baby or your dog? And then you're like, no, I get it. I get it. So I appreciate the honesty. I don't want people just telling me what I need to hear. So, yeah, comedy without cursing, Chuck. I mean, look, it can still be funny. It can still be funny. The two guys that I was on the show with, Tommy Ryman and Mal Hall, were absolutely hilarious and the greatest dudes to work with. They were the nicest guys. Hopefully I'm going to hit them up and get them on this show. I think it would be cool to hang out. We could talk about the experience. Maybe the three of us could do a live stream this week and talk about it. But they were great. Mal took some great pictures. It's on my Instagram story. It's on I'm sure you'll see them everywhere. If you follow me on social media, of course I'm posting these pictures because I'm super excited about it. At the end of the day, and I've got more stories and stuff that we'll talk about, but I just got to say thank you to everybody at Dry Bar for having me out and treating me like a rock star. It was the greatest experience I've had in 8 years of comedy. That is no lie. First class all the way. They treated us amazingly. They everything from, I mean, when you get there, there's no pressure. I put all the pressure on myself, but they take you through wardrobe and you cut some promos. And they've got directors and lights and sound. And this is not some rinky-dink organization. It is run first class. And it was amazing. And I was so thankful to be a part of it and get to do it. So I'm told I'm season 9. Hold on. I think I need to do a shot too, people. Oh, shit. Almost broke it. Come here, you rascal. Let's do a shot. So I'm told I'm season 9 of Dry Bar. I don't know what that means. I don't know how the seasons work. But this was the poster that they give you, well, that they have. So they have these posters made. They're hanging on the Dry Bar at the areas and stuff like that. But you can see it says season 9. They have you sign one. They put that on the wall. And then they give you one to keep. So I'm going to have that put in a frame, and that's going to go back there somewhere. And that's going to be the only thing that I have hanging up. That's going to be creepy. It's like wearing your merch, but I don't give a fuck. I'm very proud of this. I'm not going to lie. I am very proud to have done this. My wife also says she hates this picture of me. I'm like, why does it make I know my nose looks fat in there, but I like the picture. She's like, I don't like that picture of you. All right, well, fine. That's all I got. Pay for new headshots then. But I got to just cheers to Dry Bar and everybody that sent me messages of support. I appreciate you all very much, man. Thank you. Love you. Cheers. Ooh, that was good, and then it hit. So let's see. Yeah, they do have crazy liquor laws. And we're going to talk about that because we went to a bar. It was pretty crazy. AR Platinum. What's up, by the way? Welcome to the show. What is this? Watching BOD in the waiting room while my car gets inspected. The old man across the room is judging me for helping myself to all the free cookies. Put me on speaker. I'll talk to that old man. I'll tell that old man to go fuck himself. You look like the sign language lady. Thank you for the joke that is now only a year and a half old, D-Mata. Thank you, Fidel. Appreciate that. Glad I could get you a drink for the plane. Yeah, a lot of you sent me $5 Fridays, which is amazing. I got to go back and say thank you to that. Let me pull that up. I'm glad you reminded me, House. My stupid ass would have forgot. Where'd it go? Dadgummit. So Sylvia sent a $5 Friday. Katie sent a $5 Friday on Friday. House sent a $20 $5 Friday. And Shelby sent a $10 $5 Friday. And I appreciate you guys. And so I did a lot of airport drinking. Thanks to you guys. All that money went to airport drinking for sure. No, I'm glad you sent it to John. Cece said, oh, sorry, I didn't. I sent mine to John. My bad. No, that's what you should have done. That's absolutely what you should have done. That's absolutely what you should have done. For sure. So So I did a lot of airport drinking because here's how the trip started. So I started making notes like right away. Okay. This was so right off the bat. There we go. I don't know if I had told you guys this. I'll put you on speaker when I get to HEB. No, that's not as fun. Oh, this is a Christian auto place. Think of it as dry bar for auto shops. Well, I just did dry bar. I won't curse. If I promise you I won't curse, would you put me on speaker and let me talk to that old man? No? Okay. Fine. No, that's fine. Don't worry about it then. Joey! Thank you for the super chat. Buddy said, I want to wish you the biggest congratulations on a great job this weekend. Keep up the amazing work. Black Sheep, I appreciate you, homie. You're the best, my friend. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. I'm super excited about it. So we'll see how it goes. Marsha, what's up, girl? Okay, so here's what happened. This is the trip story. This is probably what a lot of you want to hear. The misery that happens on the road. Every time I go on the road. So when I booked this, I found out about it like September 13th. And oh, that's your first super chat. Hey, my guy. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. That's super nice of you. Welcome to the super chat fam. So when I found out that I was going to be doing dry bar mid-September, I was like, when should I book it? He was like, book now. There's no, you can, there's no change fees or whatever. Okay. So Francisco says I'm on speaker. Hello, sir. I want to apologize for my buddy Francisco here eating all the cookies. Yeah, I'm talking to you, sir. Yeah. I apologize for this guy eating all the cookies. See, he works at a wine factory. You might know it as a vineyard. And he drinks a lot of wine. You might know that as an alcoholic. And a lot of times when you're an alcoholic like this guy, you might know it as the blood of Jesus. He's got a lot of blood of Jesus in him. Anyways, you tend to overeat because you need nutrition in your diet. And I just want to apologize. His name is Francisco Abarca. And you should look him up because he's a sinner. He's a sinner. He not only eats cookies, he smokes the devil's lettuce. And, he manufactures wine for a living illegally. Doesn't even have a license to do it. Also, he probably slept with your daughter. That's a guess. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just saying it's possible. He's a man about town. Look at him. Look at this handsome guy. Huh? Look at this guy. Of course he might have done that. All right. All right, sir. I'm just kidding. Jesus loves you. Thank you so much for stopping by the auto parts place. Enjoy some cookies if there's any left, because my guy here just ate them all. All right. Thank you, Francisco. And he's here, by the way, sir. If you want, you could call the police. This man you're looking at, Francisco, is also here at the shop on an insurance scam. He is, this is all a scam that he's running. By the way, unrelated, my guy here, Francisco, also has inherited $400 million. All he needs you to do is go down to Western Union and get a money order for $1,000, and he will give you $2,000 at a later date. All right. I think Francisco took me off speaker a long time ago. I don't think that lasted that long. All right, so oh, my little elbow pad don't stick no more. Damn it. Okay, anyways, so when I found out I was doing dry bar, yeah, sir, can we talk to you about your extended warranty? That's what I should have led with, White Magic. Where the fuck were you 10 minutes earlier? I should have led with that. Hello, sir. My name is Barry. I'm with Home Car Auto Care of the U.S. I don't know the names. I'd like to talk to you about your extended. Where are you going, sir? My guy Francisco thought those cookies were the body of Christ. I'm not going to lie, sir. Hey, what's up, Katie? All right. Okay. Back to the stories. Fuck that old man. Take me off speaker. I'm going to curse. Okay. That's just going to happen. Bye, old man. I hope you live another decade or so. All right. And Francisco's not typing it on. He's like, I put the headphones back on right away. Right when you started talking about the blood of Jesus. Now, when I found out I was going to book Dry Bar, or when I had booked Dry Bar and I found out I was doing it, the agent was like, okay, book your travel stuff now. So I booked my flight, United. Cool. I got a flight number, whatever. And I'm going to show you this because I want you to see that I have receipts for this. Okay. I have my receipts. Your table is ready to board your flight. I'm going to make sure this doesn't show any numbers or anything because I don't want you guys. Here, let me do this. Because I want to edit out my confirmation code stuff. I can't trust some of y'all, man. Y'all do some creepy shit sometimes. And there's a bunch of haters out there. I had a guy today. We posted something from Houston Sports Show. And he was like, I hope this wasn't in your special because this isn't funny. Well, sir, I would just like you to know that I don't give a fuck what you think. Okay? If you like it, cool. If you don't, fuck off. I don't care. I'm not making these jokes for you, you fucking asshole. People are so like, especially uncreative motherfuckers who could never make anything entertaining or funny in their fucking life are the first ones to pop off and tell you you're not funny. Well, sir, you're ugly and bald, so go fuck yourself, John. All right, I had to get that out. That felt good. Because originally I replied to his tweet where he said that on the Houston Sports Show Twitter. He was like, this is cringe. I was like, guess what? I really value nothing you say. I don't give a shit. And I was like, I can't do that on the Houston Sports Show Twitter, so I deleted it. But I can do that on this show. Hey, John, go fuck yourself. Yeah, your whole self. All 320 pounds of your fat, balding ass. All right, this was the tweet I got. This has been edited for TV. Because like I said, some of y'all are creepy or just fucking haters like John. And I can't have my personal business out there. So this was what I got from United after I booked the flight on September 14th. See, that says September 25th. We've confirmed your upgrade to United First Business on your October 15th flight from Houston to Salt Lake City. View your trip. And when I got that, I was like, oh shit, it's a good thing I booked United and gave my frequent flyer number, which by the way, I was platinum, man. When I was in IT, I traveled all the time. I was platinum. I was good to go. I haven't traveled like that in forever. You'd think as a comic, but I drive everywhere. So I'm like, oh, that's dope. First flight in a year, man. I got upgraded. So I go in, I pick my seat. I'm like, bam, bam, boom, bada boom, boom. Woo! Yeah! Fuck yeah! Fast forward to Thursday. Fast forward to Friday. Actually, fast forward to Thursday. It's time to check in for my flight. I pull up my thing. Boop, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop. Pick your seat. I already picked my seat. 2B, bitch. Or 2C. First class, ho. Let me go back and repick. It's like, these are the seats you qualify for. All the poor seats in the back by the shitter. I was like, what? No. I'm first class, baby. I'm first class. And then won't let me pick a first class seat. I'm like, what happened to my first class seat? I can't pick a first class seat. So I call United. Hello, United. May I help you? Yeah, hi. I think there's been some misunderstanding, some mix-up, an issue with your system, if you will. Sir, what's the problem? Well, you guys upgraded me to first class on September the 25th. And when I went to check in for my flight, it says I'm no longer upgraded. It says I'm sitting in the back with the poor people. What's going on, Catherine, even though you have a very distinct Indian accent. And she was like, well, sir, I'll be happy to look this up. She was like, sir, I don't have you as being upgraded to first class. Oh, well, give me your cell phone number, Catherine, and I'll text you the goddamn screenshot of where I got a message from United that says I was upgraded to first class. No, sir, I show you as just, regular ass broke flying guy. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So I explained to her what happened. She was like, well, hold on, sir. Let me look into this. She comes back. She was like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're not first class. I was like, listen, lady, I am first class. And I also should be flying first class because you guys are the ones that texted me. I didn't ask for the upgrade. You just sent it to me out of nowhere. Hey, congratulations. You're going to go first class. We know you're nervous about shooting your first comedy special in 8 years. This is the biggest thing that's ever happened to you in your career. So we're going to fly you out so you can be all calm and cool. And now you're telling me that's not happening. What the fuck, Catherine? So she says, let me look into this. Can I put you on hold for a brief? Yes, bitch, just come on. So I'm on hold for like 10 minutes. She comes back. She's like, sir. Now, mind you, I have been kind of angry because I'm like, I don't need this shit, Catherine. She comes back in 10 minutes. She was like, hello, sir. I think I see the problem. I was like, oh, well, now we're going to get shit fixed. She was like, it looks like somebody used your confirmation code when they tried to use their points to upgrade their flight to first class. Hold on, what? I see that someone used their points, but your confirmation code to upgrade their flight to first class. So when they submitted it, they accidentally put in your confirmation code. So the points went to you, and you got a text that said you had been upgraded to first class. Because I see now where that had been refunded to the person, which is why you're no longer first class. I was like, oh, hell no, bitch. I'm flipping this. I'm going to flip this plane. I'm going to... What? Let me tell you what. If anybody would have some shit like that happen to them, welcome to my world. Welcome to my world. I have the worst goddamn luck of anyone. I was like, you gotta be shitting me. She's like, no, sir, I'm sorry. I was like, well, are you guys gonna make it right and bump me to first class? She's like, well, it wasn't our problem. I was like, what the fuck do you mean it wasn't our problem? She's like, sir, we didn't type in his confirmation code. Yeah, but you got my hopes up. She's like, we didn't get your hopes up. He did. I was like, God damn it, Catherine. This is bullshit. I was like, so there's nothing you're going to do for me? You're not even going to give me like an extra fucking bag of pretzels? She's like, I'm sorry, sir. I was like, well, now I've lost the seat that I had chosen, probably. She's like, well, what seat was it? I was like, I don't know. It was an aisle seat. She's like, well, let's look at the map together, sir. I pull up the fucking map, and there's the seat I chose. I'm like, okay, it's still there. God damn it. Because it was kind of an empty flight. I mean, it wasn't empty. But like no one ended up sitting in the middle seat with us. Incarnate. Barry would have Publishers Clearinghouse show up at his front door and then ask where the neighbors would get home. That's hilarious. They'd be like, hey, oh shit, wrong house. My bad. I have the worst fucking luck. I really do. Total Dallas, it's only funny when you do it once, buddy. I don't know if you know how comedy works. But if you do the same joke the same way twice, back to back, it's not as... I mean, this one was it. This was the one here. This is where you should have. You just do that, and then you just soak up the likes. But then if you start doing too many of them, then everybody goes, okay, we get it. No, I didn't do the do you know who I am? Ma'am, Catherine from Kashmir, not Gardens, Pakistan. Do you know who the fuck I am? I'm sure she'd have been like, sir, I don't give a shit. So that was how my trip started. That was Thursday. So I'm like, well, this is going to be a goddamn disaster. I know my luck, and I know as soon as something like that pops off, it's all downhill from there. So then I get all my, whenever I pack, whatever. Whenever I pack, I always make a checklist, whether I'm just driving on the road to go do a show or flying or whatever. I always have a packing checklist because I'm an idiot. Okay. I'm a moron and I forget shit because I'm always thinking of other things while whatever, like right now I'm thinking about literally as I'm telling you this story, I'm thinking about a website I'm supposed to be redesigning right now. I'm redesigning barryisfunny.com. In fact, if you go to it, I'm using new colors. Look at this squirrel moment. You see what I mean? Like this is what happens to me when I'm thinking. So I have to make a list so I can go, okay. Ask Jen. Jen knows. I'm all over the goddamn map. What's up, Dandy Dan? So I'm like, all right, I got all my shit. I'm on the plane, waiting. We're taxiing. I'm like, you know what? I wonder if it's hot. I don't know why I thought to. Oh, no. I think it was when we were landing. They were like, it's 40 degrees in Utah. And I was like, well, fuck. I forgot to bring a jacket. So one thing I didn't do was prepare by checking the weather. So I brought no jacket. Also, for the flight, I was like, all right. I'm going to watch movies. It's a 3-hour flight. I got some videos I need to catch up on. I got some editing to do. I got all this shit I need to do. And then I left my headphones. So now I'm on a 3-hour flight with no headphones. And I got to listen to the people around me coughing. And by the way, if you fart on a plane, oh, you're the fucking worst person on the planet. Now, I'll admit sometimes I have to fart on the plane. And I'll usually just go to the restroom. Take care of it in there. But people that fart on the plane, because there's no way to know. You don't know, like, am I the first one to smell it? Is this just now getting to me from the aft area or where? They say aft a lot now in the new messages. If you'll check the aft part of the plane on the aft slide, and then there's the aft and the wings and over the aft. But if you fart on a plane, fuck you. Rot in hell, dirty booty hole person. Seriously, we're in this big tube together, bro. Go to the goddamn bathroom. I get it. The pressure and man, just don't fart on the plane. And then it's impossible to know where it came from. Impossible. It could have been the seat in front of you. It could have been the seat behind you. It could have been that row to the left. It could have been the person right next to you on either side. It could have been you. Dirty bitches. Stop farting on planes. There was a baby on the plane behind me. There was a mom who had a baby in a sling, a titty sling. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was. Oh, here's by the way, y'all go, the new website's coming. And Jen, I'm making it purple. I'm using purple. I know that's your favorite color. There's the link to the website. If you're not on the mailing list, go jump on that for several reasons. One, because I'm going to start using a mailing list more. And when I announce stuff. So if you want to know, like when I have shows, if you want to know when the special drops, if you want to get like tickets in advance to the album recording, which I'll be talking about in just a minute, becasue.com. Obviously, if you're on the Discord, I'm going to let you know about that as well. But do me a solid and join the mailing list. Anyways. So, there's a mom behind me, and she's got this toddler. And she's got this, I don't know what it is. It looks like a titty sling. I don't know how else to describe it. And she's got this baby wrapped in this titty sling, and the baby's just laying there. And I sit down, I'm like, oh fuck. This is gonna be the worst ride ever. There's an infant, and then next to her is a toddler. And I was like, oh Jesus, this is because now, instead of being the first row on the plane from first class, which is what I thought for the last 2 weeks, I'm the second to last row of the plane. So I went from free whiskey the whole flight. Daddy's gonna be drunk when he gets to Salt Lake, to fucking kids and titty slings and farters and the shitter. What's up, Ben? Thank you, Demata. Shelby said it's a ring sling. It's titty sling, Shelby. It's a titties. It's over your titties. It's a titty sling. And I know there's a baby involved. It's a titty sling, okay? So I'm like, oh, this is going to be the worst. Man, these were the best behaved kids ever. Didn't hear a fucking peep from them. When we got done, I swear to God, I turned around and I looked at this woman and she was like, and I was like, I just want to commend you. I don't know how you did it. Your kids are amazing. I was fully expecting to hear, and then because of course I'm like with no headphones, and these are noise canceling. Of course I'm gonna have to listen to these fucking kids scream and holler the whole goddamn flight. They were amazing. So, ma'am, I don't know where you are, and you're probably not watching this because you have kids and don't give a fuck about any of this. But, ma'am, I salute you, because on the ride back, every child on that plane screamed and fucking cried the whole flight, including the baby that looked about 3 weeks old. Why the fuck would you take a baby that still has their hospital fucking what? As an exaggeration, but this was a goddamn newborn. The whole flight, just kids hollering and screaming, and even in the airport, like when I dropped off the rent car, it's all underneath it's like a, what's up, Sandoval? Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. When I dropped off the rent car in Salt Lake, it's in a area where it echoes, and there's this kid that's just screaming like a banshee to hear the echo. And when that happens, I want so badly to go up to the parents and be like, what the fuck? Like the rest of us with no kids don't give a fuck about this. Could you just tell your kid to stop screaming, for fuck's sake? And on a plane, I get it. Incarnate said it's their ears popping back. No, I understand that. But I don't. Because this wasn't the first time I've ever flown with a child. There was 2 kids behind me on the flight down there. One within the same age range as the fucking newborn, and then a toddler, and there was like 6 toddlers. The fuck? Why was this toddler behind me so goddamn good, and these other toddlers were fucking heathens? And by the way, just for the record, it was before we left too. Just sitting there on the runway. So don't give me that. The lady said something not knowing the child was special. Well, I would never say anything. I mean, out in the fucking parking lot. But on a flight, I'll say something to an adult that's acting like a fucking idiot. But kids are kids. I get it. I'm not gonna, because I know as a parent, when you're flying with kids, you're just like, oh Jesus, I'm so sorry to this whole fucking plane. I get that, and I would never point out, hey, why don't you shut your fucking kid up? I would never. Now, in like a rental car parking lot where the kid's just screaming just to be a dick, I would want to, but I wouldn't do it either. But on a plane, I understand, but holy fuck. NyQuil and melatonin is travel juice. See? What? I had a guy on a plane yesterday tell me to have my kids stop moving. Wow. I hope you told that guy to go fuck himself. If your kid kicks my seat, I will ask them to stop. Now that I will do. I'll be like, hey, buddy, you think you can stop kicking my seat? No. Well, I'm going to fuck you up, kid. I will fight a kid. I will fight a fucking kid on this plane if you don't stop kicking my seat. Yesterday on the flight home, behind me was a grown-ass lady who wouldn't stop kicking my seat. So I had to turn around and give her this one. This is my look on a plane if you're a fucking adult and kick my seat. This is my look. This is it. Hey, could you stop kicking my seat, please? Thank you. I'm not going to ask again, okay? I'm trying to be cool. Don't fucking kick my seat again. Now, fortunately, it never got to that. Because the first look a lot of times can be pretty effective. But you got to really fucking stare a dagger through them. I mean, you got to really... No, as Katie said, slow look is more effective. No. That first one, you got to startle the shit out of them. You got to just be like... And then they're like, oh, fuck. What? Yeah, you got to startle the shit out of them. Can't do it. Oh, man. What else happened? So I get to Salt Lake, and I got a rental car through Thrifty. Now, normally I use Hertz, but Hertz was sold out. I don't know what was going on. What happened to No None? What I missed there with No None? I saw a message retracted. Oh, you sure do complain a lot. Hey, No None. It's called Stories. And trying to entertain and tell about the trip. It's not complaining. Surprised you wouldn't get that as a functioning adult. Complaining is like when you actually complain. If you don't know the difference, that's on you, buddy. I understand you subtracted, but you can't unring the bell. See, I see them all. I see them all right there. And if you don't understand that this isn't complaining, it's just me telling you stories to entertain and talk about the trip, well, that's a you problem, buddy. That's a you bad. You'll know when I complain. Okay? Okay. What's up, B-Mart? Good to see you, buddy. I have thoughts on that white magic. I'll get to that eventually. I'm gonna add that to the queue. I'll come back to it. Yeah, I don't think he knows how the stories work, Katie. No, it's complaining. You're a very negative person. No, you're a dumbass if you don't understand what's going on here. It's not complaining. Like, for real. You think this is complaining? This is, oh my God. Like, you legit don't understand. I've been doing this for fucking 7 years, homie. This isn't complaining. Like, legit, half of this stuff I would take to the stage and use in comedy, and it would fucking get laughs. That's not complaining. Jesus Christ, you're complaining. You're literally complaining about me complaining. Shut the fuck up. Oh, White Magic said, I'm here now at the store. I literally need an answer. Don't get a battery. Get gas. It's not whiny. Do you not understand how fucking stories work? Bro, just... Jesus Christ. You can't be this fucking dumb, No None. You literally can't be this fucking dumb. It's a story about my entire trip, meant to entertain and cause a few laughs. Are you literally that fucking stupid? You must be. You absolutely must be. And you don't get the gist of this show, so why are you here? Bye. Just get the fuck out. Like, for real. This is, oh my God. I was going to say you really can't be this dumb, but I've said that 5 times, but you obviously are. What's up, Christy? How are you, girl? Thanks for hanging out. All right, anyways, so I get to the fucking rent car place. Now, normally I rent Hertz, and I always have when I travel, but Hertz was sold out. So I don't know what the fuck was going on in Salt Lake City, but Hertz had no car. So I had to go Thrifty. Now, I don't know, Thrifty, Dollar has a bad reputation, and apparently Thrifty and Dollar are the same thing. They're just like different. It's like, I don't know, Coke and Sprite. You're like, oh, I'm just going to go to the Sprite company. It's made by Coke. Fuck. I literally sat in the rental car line for an hour waiting to get a fucking car. And there was one lady that was helping. Well, actually, I used Dollar in Hawaii, no problems. Well, good for you. I mean, that's not my experience. So we're in line. All right, the line is starting to back up, and everybody's got a line. There's one lady helping everybody. And this lady, there's two ladies helping, right? There's one lady doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. And then there's another lady who's kind of helping, like she's just moving the line along. And one lady's just kind of stuck. And so I'm so close to getting to the front of the line. And you can now I can hear all the conversations, right? And this one lady is fucking taking forever. And the person that she's helping is exasperated. Like they're just angry at the whole fucking thing. And there's one guy, some people just like to be chatty at the window. And now there's an angry Ken, I guess, a male version of Karen. And he's like, no one gives a fuck, pal. Just get out of the fucking way. There's a goddamn line. And the guy's like, I'm just trying to be nice, buddy. He was like, fuck you. I was like, wow, he's from the East Coast. And so that guy left, and then he gets up, and now there's two people in two lines, and they're complaining to each other. And then I'm like third in line. And again, there's two people at this fucking counter. And the one lady has no idea what the fuck she's doing. And the other lady does. And when it's the lady in front of me's turn, they're gone. And the lady in front of me starts to walk up to the counter. She gets halfway. Swear to God. She gets halfway to the counter. And the lady that's sitting at the counter goes, I'm sorry, ma'am, you'll have to go get back in line. I'm going on my 15-minute break. And the whole line just loses their shit. What? What the fuck? What? Do you not see this goddamn line snaked all the way around? Like there were probably 40 people in line to get a rent car. And she's like, sorry guys, 15-minute break. It was like some shit out of a movie. In fact, I mean, I'm surprised it didn't happen to me. It happened to the lady in front of me. But she was like, are you shitting me? Do you not see? The lady was like, sorry, 15-minute break. Sorry, guys. And the bitch grabbed her pack of cigarettes and just fucking walked off and left the dumb lady there by herself. She was just like, oh boy. I'll be with you folks in a second. It was just like, oh, Jesus Christ. I literally sat in this line for a fucking hour. And I felt bad because there were people behind me that were sitting there longer than that. I was like, oh, of course. So I finally get the rent car, and I got a Chevy Spark. I thought I was going to die. If you guys think people in Houston are bad drivers, I'm going to tell you right now. Salt Lake City Provo drivers are insane. They're absolutely fucking insane people. I'm doing 75 in a Chevy Spark. I feel like this bitch is about to fall apart. And I mean, I've had people are fucking honking at me, trying to run me off the road. I'm like, hey, fuck you. It's a rental. I got nothing. Oh my God. Katie said, oh no, that's tiny. Well, see, here's the thing. Daddy was on a budget. So they give you a finite amount of money to shoot a special. They're like, here is a lump sum. And then all of your expenses have to come out of that. So, my cheap ass was like, well, I'm going to try to milk all the money I can. So fuck that. So I basically was like, well, let's see. Okay, the flight. Yeah. Okay. And then I got an Airbnb instead of staying at the hotel, and we'll get to that. I got a Chevy Spark, which was like fucking, I think it was like $7 a day. No, it was not expensive, but it wasn't a great car. And when I'm sitting there, when the lady's checking me out, she was like, so what brings you to Utah? And I hate telling people I'm a comedian when I travel. I hate it no matter whether I drive or fly or whatever. I just don't want to tell people I'm a comedian because they're like, oh, tell me a joke. Fuck you. Fuck you. Never say that to a fucking comedian. And if they punch you, you fucking deserve it if you said it. Fuck you. If I met you at the fucking grocery store, I wouldn't be like, oh, rent me a car. Shut the fuck up. It's so disrespectful. I don't even know how to tell you guys that. And not that you guys do that. I mean, you guys do it just to fuck with me. But it's like, oh my God. So I'm telling you, most comics don't even mention it. We just don't say it. She was like, so what brings you to Salt Lake City? I was like, oh, just business. She was like, business? What kind of business are you in? I was like, just boring old business. Just regular plain business. I couldn't think of anything. I was just like, just business, you know, just doing business. Just here on business. She was like, oh, what industry? The business industry. Bitch, I don't know. What is this, the Spanish Inquisition? I ain't got a fucking, I need to have like be like, oh, I'm a landscaper. Like no one's gonna know, because then I'll be like, oh, I got this hibiscus and I was thinking about maybe replacing. Oh fuck, Jesus. Because no matter what you say, no, see, Danny Dan said, just tell him you're accounting. No, because then if I go, oh no, I do accounting, I'm like, oh well, look, I got a sister-in-law who's wanting to get her taxes done. Give me your card. No. No. But no matter what you say to somebody that asks you, where you headed? What you doing? What do you do? They're going to have somebody in their life that needs your help, or they're just going to be disrespectful about what you do. I'm thinking about saying I'm a stripper. Maybe I'll just be like, I'm a stripper. I'm a stripper. Just say IRS, no more questions. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oil. No. I mean, I guess. And then they throw like fucking water in your face. Here, this tastes like gas because of fracking. Fuck you, oil industry. Like, what the fuck, bitch? I'm a comic. I never know. I don't know. Yeah. Danny did. Oh, you're a stripper. Here's $1. Do a little dance for me at the window. I'm telling you. Oh, I do porn. There you go. Marty. I'm a contract killer. Mostly just murder people that ask stupid fucking questions. Okay, here's your car. I upgraded you to a sedan. So she's like, so what brings you? I was like, business, just boring old business. And she's like, oh, okay. Fiesta and then she's like, so do you have any, are you going to go see anything or do anything in Salt Lake? I don't remember what it was. And I was like, no plans. So that's what she says. Are you going to go sightseeing or do anything? And I was like, no plans. And then there's this pause. And she goes, well, would you like a Fiesta or Spark? Or she said something about, are you interested in a Fiesta or a Spark? And then I was like, for some reason, I thought those were things to do in Salt Lake City. Because I was like, I'm actually in Provo. She was like, huh? And I was like, yeah, I'm not in Salt Lake City. I'm in Provo. So the Fiesta or the Spark thing, I'm not going to be here. She was like, what are you talking about? I was like, you said what I was doing. And I said nothing. And then you said Fiesta or Spark. She goes, sir, that's the kind of car I'm offering. I was like, oh, my bad. I was like, I don't know the difference. She was like, well, I'll just give you the Spark because it's newer. I was like, bet. I've never seen a fucking Chevy Spark. I showed up. I was like, this is a goddamn skateboard. This looks like an old roller skate. This looks like you remember them old school roller skates with the 4 wheels and the fucking little rubber stopper on the front? I was like, this motherfucker, is my suitcase going to fit in the back of this bitch? I'm going to have to tie this fucking suitcase that shit was tiny. And if you drive a Spark, listen, you live within your means. But I was like, what the fuck, man? Holy shit. So now I'm driving in this fucking Spark on Salt Lake City freeways. And motherfuckers are just, I'm scared to go past 70. This whole motherfucker's shaking. And it's brand new. At one point, the radio, it's got XM satellite, which was wild. And I'm listening. That's most Sparks are. Christy. So I'm listening to the fucking radio, and then all of a sudden it just goes, it switches. It doesn't switch, but it sounds like it's AM all of a sudden. It's like, I'm listening, I don't remember what the fuck, but then all of a sudden it just sounded all muffled, and it sounded completely different. I was like, what the fuck is happening to the radio? It was insane. This is pretty wild. Anyway, so I get to Provo, and what else? There was a guy in line with no mask on, and I almost said something. And I don't want to be that guy that's just calling out everybody in public for not wearing a mask. But my thing is, if there's fucking, if they're literally telling you over the airport speaker you're required to wear a mask, and you're not wearing a fucking mask, I just want to look at you and be like, you're not any better than the rest of us. Put your fucking mask on. I don't want to wear this fucking mask. I don't want to wear this fucking, none of us want to wear this fucking mask. But I have enough respect for authority and the rules and my fellow human beings in this fucking airport to wear my fucking mask. So put your fucking mask on. And I don't give a shit that you think this is a free country. Well, this isn't a free fucking airport. Put your mask on. Stop being an asshole. And I literally wanted to say that to this dude, but I was like, I'm not going to go viral being a fucking Karen because this dude won't wear his mask. And then what would end up happening is I would fight this dude. And then fucking end up going to jail for fighting in a goddamn airport. But my God, you'd see about one out of every couple hundred people just didn't have a mask on because they're like, this is America. And if Trump was here, man, shut the fuck up and put your mask on. Unbelievable. So, another story. What's up, Sid? So on the way back, I'm getting on the plane. And it's a full flight. And the middle seat hasn't been taken yet. And this kid is walking down the aisle and he's got a sweatshirt on that says virginity rocks. And I was like, oh, he's definitely from fucking Utah. This kid is definitely from Utah. So he ends up sitting next to us. He's like, oh, that's my seat, guys. And of course he's not wearing a mask. I was like, oh, motherfucker, I'm about to fight a kid. God damn it. If this fucking maskless kid sits next to me. And he does. Now he's got French fries in his hand and a water bottle. And I'm like, okay. He's eating his French fries. He's drinking his water. When he's done, he's going to put his fucking mask on. And he's like, I'm in the middle seat. I get up. He sits down. He eats his fries. Drinks his water. He puts it all up. And then he gets on his phone. And my OCD will not let me not want this motherfucker to put his goddamn mask on. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, bro, virginity may rock, but so does a fucking mask, man. Just put your goddamn mask on. And the flight attendant comes up. She's like, sir, you need to put your mask on. I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah. That's what I wanted to be like, fuck yeah. So he puts his mask on. And then, of course, he does it below the nose. I'm like, oh, my God, I hate you so much. I hate you so much. That's not how the mask works, but fuck it. It ain't worth it. So when he's sitting there, obviously everyone saw the dude's sweatshirt that says virginity rocks. And this dude sitting in front of us at the window seat turns around to him and goes, hey man, love this sweatshirt. Can I have a picture of it later for my 17-year-old son? I want him to know that it's okay. He's never been with a woman. I was like, what the fuck, dude? What? And the kid is visibly disturbed by this old man being like, hey, fellow, good job not getting a woman. All right, save that dick for marriage. Want to tell my son the same thing. And my first thought was, oh, your son's already banging. Bro, if this is a concern of yours, he's definitely lashing out and having sex with 1,000 women. No doubt in my fucking mind. No doubt. He might have fucked your neighbor, your stepmom. There's no telling. His stepmom, your wife. I guarantee you this dude's banged everybody in sight if this is your concern. Because you're probably always on him. Now save yourself for marriage. Save yourself for marriage. I was like, Jesus. So, and the kid was like, yeah, sure, dude. Yeah, wait till we land. Like thinking the guy will forget. So we do the whole flight. The whole time he's got his fucking, but he was a nice kid. He was a nice kid. We do the whole flight, we land, and they're like, folks, sorry, we're going to be on the fucking runway for a while. There's all kind of congestion, and there's a fucking Chevy Spark on there. We can't. I was like, okay. So, it was like, it's going to be like 10 minutes. We're taxiing, but we landed early, so we'll still be to our gate on time. And then all of a sudden, so we're like 2 minutes into waiting on the runway. And the fucking dad does not forget. And he's like, you see him. You see the dad go. He looks back first just to see if the kid's watching. Hey, buddy, can I get that photo now? Click, 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 click. And just starts fucking snapping photos of this dude. And the dude's like, oh, fuck. And he pulls his mask up over his face because I'm guessing he doesn't want this fucking weirdo. And he's like, pose, buddy. Pose for my son. And then the kid goes. Like, I don't know what his face is doing, but I can imagine it's just like, what the fuck? His eyes said help. He was just like. And he does a little fucking thumbs up. And the dad's just fucking like it's an Olin Mills session. Just. I was like, oh, my God, this dude. So this kid is uncomfortable as fuck. And then I'm like, hey, dude. And so I feel bad for the kid, even though he fucking won't wear his mask over his nose. I bump him. I was like, hey, can I ask you a question real quick? And the dad's like, oh, sorry, fellas. Thank you. And the kid looks at me and I was like, I was just trying to get you out of that. He goes, dude, thank you so much. That was so weird. I was like, yeah, man. It was fucking weird. So we get off the plane and I'm walking through the airport and that same guy, there was another lady on this flight who had an infant in a titty sling also. I'm like, is it like infants and titty sling weekend in Utah? What is happening? And this lady, and again, well behaved. The baby cried like twice. You know, the others were awful, but this baby was pretty good. And she had a toddler with her. And so we're walking through the airport. Yeah, Marty, now that kid pulled up his mask. Fucking asshole. I want nobody seeing my nose. We're walking through the airport. And the same guy that was like, hey, dude, love the sweatshirt. All right. Say no to puss. Yeah. Do it forever. Like me. And he walks up to this lady. I swear to you guys, I'm not making this up. He walks, I'm walking right behind her because she was just 2 rows in front of me. So as we get off the plane and we're all there together. And I hear him, he's like walking with the lady because I think they were same row or maybe, I don't know, a row apart because it was us. And then maybe she was 2 rows in front of me. Anyways, I'm like right behind both of them. And this dude goes, hey, ma'am, you need some help with the youngin'? She was like, excuse me? He's like, you want me to carry her for a while? She was like, no. He was like, I don't mind. I got a couple myself. I was like, well, probably because you just kidnapped fucking babies. Who offers to just carry someone's baby through an airport? She was like, no, we're good. He was like, I don't mind. I'm not in a hurry. She was like, no, we're okay. And I was like, oh God, now I'm going to have to save this fucking lady from this creepy motherfucker. I should just tackle this dude and be like, hey, shut the fuck up, man. No one likes you. I was like, holy fuck. No, this guy, no, not Utah. This was in Houston. He had on a fucking Astros hat. It was fucking weird. So I'm like, bro, you never offer to carry somebody's baby. What the fuck are you doing? So the lady The lady goes, no, I'm good. He's like, are you sure, ma'am? I don't mind. I'm not in a hurry. And she was like, we're going to go to the bathroom. And she just fucking pushes her kid into the fucking women's restroom. Pew! Like, I was like, oh, boy. It was fucking weird. Just unbelievable, man. I was just like, the weirdest shit always happens. I mean, I kind of like it because it makes for great stories, but god damn, there's some weird ass people. What's up, Z-Dog? He said, what about Utah? You dissing because I live in Utah. Yeah, I thought I was quiet. No. Utah people can't drive worth of shit. I'm going to tell you that right now, Z-Dog. I like the state, though. It's a beautiful state. A lot of white people. I'll say that. A whole lot of white people. Tons of white people, in fact. But this was dope. This was just driving to the airport. That was pretty dope. The people were great. Now, hold on. Focus. God dang it. Focus. No, it's not going to focus now. I'm trying. I don't know why it won't focus. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it won't focus. No, I didn't see a single Mexican person the entire time, D-Motto. People in Utah don't like people in Utah. So let me tell you this. So we went to a bar in Provo. Z-Dog, I was in Provo, Utah. You been there? Even that picture is white. That's true. Hold on. So a couple of things I wanted to show you guys. So my Airbnb. Let's talk about that for a minute. Oh, I'll do the bar thing in a second. Let me run through this. So my Airbnb, I decided to get an Airbnb because I could get one for like $40 a night. And again, like I told you guys, I'm saving my money. I get a lump sum of money. I'm trying not to spend it all. So this is what the picture looks like on the Airbnb. This is what the photo that's on there. Not the laptop. I took this live, but this is what they show you. It's like, oh, you get this bed. And it's like, okay, it's not too bad. It's not terrible. It's a nice bed. Looks like a comfy bed. They're like, it's got a kitchenette. And they send you pictures of that. But that's the bed, right? This is the photo on Airbnb. This is real life. Look at the ceiling in this motherfucker. I'm 5'10". They don't post that photo. You get this. They don't post that. You get this. What is that? If you were like 6'2", you would be walking around hunched over in this fucking room. It was crazy. But I mean, it wasn't terrible. For $40 a night, I had it all to myself. I had my own bathroom. Because a lot of times when you do Airbnb, you're going to be sharing a bathroom. You're going to be sharing, like the door was fucking weird. Yeah, House said the walkthrough was crazy. Yeah, I did a walkthrough on Sports Right Live. I did an MTV Crib style. The fucking bathroom was weird. The door was weird. It was just a weird vibe. But for $40 a night, and I had it all to myself, it was great. I would go back. If I would stay there again if I went back to shoot another dry bar special. Can't beat it. It's not a trap house, Chuck. Ray said the higher ceilings are extra. Bro, I mean, there's no reason I should be able to do this with my hand. Like, literally. So, I mean, that was fine. I went to the BYU campus where I bought a t-shirt and a couple of sweatshirts. And I'm walking around the BYU and it's nothing. It's what's beautiful, because Nora was like, is the campus pretty? And I was like, not really. It's pretty normal, actually. But the surroundings are beautiful. Like the mountains. You're just surrounded by mountains all the time. And I wish this goddamn picture. Let me see here. Maybe if I hold it back some. Actually, you know what? Let me just do this. I feel like if I think I have these downloaded. Oh, I don't. Anyways, mountains are beautiful, right? Now, and mountains are always so pretty, especially because we don't have mountains here. And I feel like everybody takes obligatory mountain pictures on their phone and then they post them. And no one else gives a fuck about your mountain photos. 100%. And I realized that my mountain photo, none of you give a shit about this mountain photo. None of you care about this photo. But to me, I'm like, look at these fucking mountains. I got to take a picture. And then you take a picture and you post it and everyone goes, who gives a fuck about your mountains? And I feel like, too, when you live around the mountains, you don't give a fuck about mountains. You're like, yeah, we see these every day. It's whatevs. No one cares. It's kind of like here, like homeless people. Some people are like, oh, let me take a picture of that homeless man shitting on the sidewalk. And everybody else is like, yeah, okay. That's whatevs. Clarence said, did you see any minorities in Utah? Yeah. Few and far between. There weren't a whole lot. So, that was my Airbnb. Oh, so I go to the show. We do the show. Show's almost over. And one of the comics, Tommy, by the way, Tommy Ryman and Mal were hilarious. You should go follow them. They're both funny dudes. Tommy's like, hey, we're going to go out and drink and party. Now, the MC, the host for the night, his name is Seth. Seth lives in Provo. And he was like, I don't know, man. There's really not a whole lot of places to party. I was like, well, are you sure? Because, he's like, the bars here have a weird vibe. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? It's a bar. He's like, there's like 2 bars in the entire city of Provo. I was like, get the fuck out. He's like, no, it's 2 bars in the entire city of Provo, Utah. I was like, holy shit. One of them happened to be across the street from our club, the Dry Bar Comedy Club. They closed at 2 a.m. So we were like, well, fuck it, let's just go to that bar. So we all put our stuff up. I put my shit in my car. And we walk over to the bar. And no shit, it was the weirdest vibe I've ever, it's weird. It was like you walked in and everybody was like, as soon as we walked in, everybody was like, is that my parents? Am I going to be in trouble? It was like this, you could tell we weren't from around there or some shit. I don't know. Everybody looked at us crazy, maybe because we had a mixed guy. He was African-American and Asian. So they were probably like, what? Like, we've seen black people and we've seen Asians, but you found one of both? What? I don't know what it was, but they looked at us like we were fucking weird. And the bar was weird. You can't order a double in the state of Utah. Good luck. Because I stepped up to the bar and I was like, yeah, okay, let me get a Pacifico draft large. Let me get a Bud Light draft large from my other buddy. Now, the guy we're with, Seth. Seth is he's a monster. He is 6'9". No shit. Seth is a goddamn giant of a man. Let me find this picture of all 4 of us standing together. Because Seth is a monster of a man. And, oh fuck, where is it? So Seth is 6'9", but Seth doesn't drink. And he was like, I'll go to the bar with you, but I don't really drink. So we're like, cool. So we're at the bar and I'm like, all right, I will buy first round, guys. First round's on me. What do you guys want? So Mao gets the Pacifico, Tommy gets a Bud Light. And I'm like, Seth, what do you drink? He's like, I don't know. I don't drink. It's like, you don't drink? He's like, I don't drink, bro. I'm from Utah. I was like, what do you want? He's like, I don't know, something fruity. I was like, something fruity? What the fuck are you talking about? He goes, what are you getting? I was like, whiskey. I'm getting a Crown and Coke, Diet Coke. He's like, oh, wow, no way. I was like, what the fuck, bro? He was like, I don't know what to get. And Mal goes, get him a White Claw. I was like, oh, good job. And Seth goes, is that, am I going to be able to drink that? I was like, well, fuck, I hope so, because every white girl in here is fucking drinking it. He was like, oh, okay. So get him a White Claw. He's like, whoo. I was like, Seth, you're too big of a grown ass man to be fucking wooing over a goddamn White Claw, homie. Let me pull up where's my dry bar pics? There we go. Yeah, Seth was a fucking mountain of a man. There we go. This was Seth. Let's see, add that there. Cut. So that was Seth, the obviously the big tall guy. I'm on the left, if you didn't know. I'm the guy on the left. Tommy Ryman's the guy on the right. Mal is the African-American Asian gentleman. And that's Seth. And that's 6'9". And Mal was a big dude too. Mal's a tall guy. But that big old white boy took a sip of his White Claw and was like, ooh. I was like, what the fuck, man? It was hilarious. Fidel said, Barry looks like me when I take pictures with y'all deckheads. Yeah, no shit, right? And I'm 5'10". I was like, man, Tommy, you got to push your hair down, bro. We're the same height. Anyways, but it was a weird vibe. So I go and I go to order and I'm like, let me get a Pacifico, Bud Light, White Claw, and Crown of Diet Tall. She's like, okay. And I was like, can you make it a double? She's like, nope. I was like, what? Nope. Can't make it a double. I was like, really? I was like, well, it must be Provo because Provo doesn't do a lot of that shit. So, no, Marty, I did not have a run-in with TSA at the airport. No issues there. Thank goodness. So we drink, whatever. No big deal. Seth leaves early. He's like, well, I'm going to go meet a woman. I was like, okay. He's going to go home and read the Bible. That's all that is. Nah, Seth was fucking great. He was hilarious. Next day at the airport, I got time to kill. I go to the bar. I want to watch a little football. I sit down. I order. What can I get you, sir? It's like, I'd like a Crown of Diet Tall. He's like, well, no problem. I was like, can you make it a double? He goes, no, I cannot. I was like, what's the deal? This is Salt Lake City. I understood that in Provo. He goes, it is statewide. We are not allowed to make doubles. This is the stupidest thing ever. Why? He goes, I don't know. They want their money, I guess. They don't. And every bar, every place that serves liquor, okay? Every place that serves liquor, they don't just do like, you don't just get the shot. I gotta make sure the lid's on. They don't just fucking do that. They don't just do a pour. They have this mechanical thing. And you got a special, okay, don't do that, Barry. You've got this special thing that fits, okay. You've got something that fits on top of here. And then they pop it into this mechanical thing and they click a button and it does exactly a shot. Every time. And it makes the drinks taste weak. Because most bartenders are going to give you a little extra pour for a little extra changey change. Not in Utah. You are getting exactly 1 ounce or whatever it is. Charles, like, I missed it. Do it again. No, buddy. Just do like Rev said and clip it. That'll be a gift somewhere. So I'm like, they're really fucking serious about all this. But they do have very strict booze laws, Dandy Dan. Chuck said, thanks for the info, Barry. I'll never go to Utah. Sounds boring. It's beautiful. The people there are extremely friendly, but it was not the most fun night out ever. Now I did go, like I said, I went to the campus, and on the campus of BYU, I went to the student center to go to their team shop or whatever. They have a campus store where they sell all the BYU Cougar memorabilia. And I'm walking through the campus, and I'm walking through the student center. It was kind of nice. Now, maybe I just haven't been to college. Let's see. When's the last time? Oh, never. But like the student center was badass. It was like a big open area. They had a Chick-fil-A and a Wendy's. By the way, the line at Chick-fil-A, a mile long. Wendy's was open. No one at the counter. No one gave a fuck about Wendy's. Nobody. But Chick-fil-A, which I was like, oh, this is like the mecca of fucking white girls and Jesus. Like, you got a Chick-fil-A on the campus of BYU in Utah. This is literally like white person inception. It was just like, you don't get any more white person religious than a Chick-fil-A on the campus of BYU in Utah. In Provo, Utah. Holy fuck. So I go to the store and, well, as I'm walking around the campus trying to find it, I feel like an asshole because I'm like, I'm a 47-year-old grown-ass man on this campus. All these college kids. I look so out of place. But like, every once in a while you'd see a couple walking, holding hands. And I swear to you, my thought was, sinners. You know, they were like, oh man, we're crazy. We're wild. Look at us holding hands. Oh man, if our parents saw us now, whoa boy, we'd be in trouble. We'd be ostracized. So I go to the campus store And it's nice, big, all kinds. They got like Nike and shit, all the BYU stuff. They got a picture of, I think it was Zach Wilson jumping over two Longhorn defenders, I guess. And in the campus store, they have stadium seating with a humongous screen to watch football on. This was it. There is 3 rows of stadium seats, and it's wide. Now that screen right there, if I stood next to it, if I went and stood on that screen, I would, and I'm 5'10", I would probably, my head would be about halfway up that screen. It's a big ass screen that they're showing football on. And you can just sit there and watch the game and do fucking nothing. And I had a soda with me, and I sat and I watched a little LSU Florida. By the way, Florida losing, dropped them out of the top 25. There's your sports for this show. Go Tigers. Coach O is gone after 2022. We'll get to that. But yeah, that was pretty dope. And the store was nice, and I bought a sweatshirt for Nora and myself, and I got me a little t-shirt, and that's pretty much it. I think that about covers it. I'm looking at my list of things to talk about on the trip, and yeah. No, I don't know, Chuck. I don't know why that would be a thing I would ask or look for or any of that. And I don't understand that. I don't know what that means. Did you have to show a celibacy card to get on campus? No, I did not. That wasn't a thing that I had to do. No. So there you go. There's my trip to Utah. Nothing super wild and crazy. A lot of fun. And yeah. There it is. All right, I gotta go pee real quick. We're gonna take a very, very short break. Just let me pee. I got Diet Coke. We're gonna come back. We're gonna wrap up the show in the last half hour with some sports. So we'll get to that. So stick around. This is Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Hang tight. I'll see you in just a second. Welcome back to hour number 2 of Barry on Deck. I'm your host, Barry Laminack. Thank you guys for sticking around through the break. Those of you today, those of you that didn't go fuck yourselves. Okay. Well, we got to get to talk some sports. Story B+, complaining B-. Okay. Fair enough. I like how we're grading the stories now. Is today 3 hours? Are we getting 3 hours? I don't know. I mean, I wasn't planning on it because I have a lot of shit to do, but I probably promised y'all 3 hours today, so I'll do 3 hours. I don't even remember. Did I promise 3 hours today? Because if I didn't, I got a lot of shit to do. But if I did, I'll do 3 hours. I don't remember. I don't remember if I did or not. I feel like if I leave it up to you guys, you'll be like, yeah, because you did. You totes did. Well, no. Do your stuff, Barry. It's all good. I was just asking. Oh, well, I mentioned I don't know. Honestly, I was just asking. Oh, yeah, I don't even remember if I did or didn't. To be honest with you. Let's talk a little football. Let's get a little bit of that in. I do have, or let's do headlines first. Let's do some sports headlines first. I did not. Oh, good. I shouldn't do. Here's sports headlines. Ed Orgeron not returning to LSU in 2022. You did not promise 3 hours a day. Thank you, Jen. Whew. I was going to text you and ask, but I'm glad you said it there. I got to know how my Tiger fans feel about this. Donna, other Tiger fans. Shelby said, I don't remember, but I wouldn't be mad at 3 hours. Well, maybe I'll try to make it up to you guys. I promise. How you feel about Coach O being gone? I know Joe Burrow is not happy with LSU, but how the mighty have fallen pretty quickly, right? I mean, it was just a couple of years ago when he was the king of the SEC in college football. And now, and it just goes to show you, obviously recruiting is important, but who you recruit and how they perform is also extremely important. It's like anything in coaching. A bit of a surprise. I kind of felt like Coach O being an LSU guy and all that, you thought he might, and getting a championship. It might have bought him a few years of rebuilds and stuff like that. And I understand they're bad, but these hoes ain't loyal, I guess. Donna says, I'm good. We won a championship. No complaints. Clarence said same. Okay. It's kind of weird to me, though, that all of a sudden Ed Orgeron just all of a sudden doesn't know what he's doing now? Really? Is that true? No doubt, Marty. Real case of what have you done for me lately? What does that say? If all the claims against him are true, oof, he's better off. Oh, you're going to have to fill me in because I don't know what any of that has to do with. I haven't heard any of that. What did Coach O do? What did I miss? The sun will shine again on Tiger Stadium soon. Oh, yeah, they'll be fine. What scandal is in LSU? Why else would he bail? That's what I don't know. Donna says LSU's better off if all. Fill me in, Donna, because I have no clue. Oh, Coach O leaving doesn't have much to do with on-field stuff. Did he cheat? Is it sexual harassment? Like what happened? I don't know. Clue me in. I really don't. I watched the Astros get their ass whooped by the Red Sox. I watched a wee bit of that LSU Florida game. I watched, what else did I watch? That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all the sports I got to watch, especially travel day yesterday. I didn't get to watch much at all. Cam Newton says he got vaccinated with the hopes of getting another job in the NFL. Hey, Cam, here's a novel idea. Why don't you get vaccinated and just keep your job in the first place? Crazy. What a weird thought. But now, because you wanted to take that stance, here we are 6-7 weeks later, and you don't have a job and you're still vaccinated. Oof. We'll see who picks him up. That'll be interesting. Marcus Cannon is out for at least 12 weeks after undergoing back surgery. So the Texans now, there goes their offense. Just kidding. They don't have one. But no more Marcus Cannon. Also, Texans not sure what to do with Zach Cunningham. He's a tackling machine, but he can't cover in space, and that, I guess, concerns them. Oh, I think Zach Cunningham's the least of their problems. But they got to figure out what they're going to do with him, and they're towing the company line. But don't expect Zach Cunningham to fit long term with the plans of this team. I mean, after all, he is pretty good. Major League Baseball will require teams to provide housing for all minor leaguers starting in 2022. If you hadn't heard about this, a lot of minor leaguers stay with host families. They don't pay anything. They just get to stay there because they don't make shit. But now they're going to require these teams to put all the minor leaguers up in 2022. And if you think for 1 second this isn't going to cost you as the fan money in the long run, you're sadly mistaken. I'm all for it. Great. Don't stop treating minor leaguers, like dirt, like shit. It's a struggle. I get it. They are chasing their dreams. I get it. But at the end of the day, yeah, this is going to affect ticket prices. 100%. What does this say? Oh, was listening to your boy Blank today. Had someone from Baton Rouge on, and he was saying a lot of off the field issues. Coach O leaving doesn't have much to do with on the field. No, it's about girlfriends he brought to training and allowed kids on the field during training sessions. Really? So Coach O has a bunch of girlfriends? Okay. Players getting accused of misconduct with women under his watch. That's not good. I mean, if he's just got some side chicks, I mean, come on. Who among can't be doing that. Absolutely can't be doing that. Am I the only one that's a little nervous about the Astros series? We're going to get to the Astros. We're going to get to the Astros in just a second. New phone, who dis? What's up, Mark G? Word on the Baton Rouge streets as the Coach O went straight rock star lifestyle after the championship, and losing some of his best coaches did hurt. Okay. Oh, he's not married. I thought he was married. Did they get divorced? Oh, they did get divorced, didn't they? Oh. I mean, look. In that kind of environment, you are a rock star. Who among you, if you won a national championship at LSU, wouldn't take advantage of it? Wouldn't live a rock star lifestyle? Don't hate. Don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Don't hate the player, hate the game. Now, if you're doing devious shit, if you're allowing your players to get away with crimes and devious shit, that's not okay. But if you're just a man about town, spreading your love, and you're single, I ain't got no problem with that. Live that rock star lifestyle, player. Oh, he let girlfriends on the field during training sessions. Who gives a fuck? Okay. He's going to get a buttload of money to leave. Oh, yeah. Of course he is. He's set for life. Sean says, do you think he's going to get another top tier job? I think he'll get an opportunity at a smaller school first. I think once you hit that pinnacle, Sean, and then something happens, or, you go through a bunch of losing seasons, and you obviously have to take a step back and then earn that back up. He's not going to go to USC. I don't think anybody in California would even understand what he's saying. Hey, go Trojans. Nobody's gonna know what the fuck he's saying in California. At least in Louisiana, they all speak Coach O. So they're all like, shoo-wee, or whatever the fuck. They get it. They understand what he's saying. He's the only dude that speaks English and still has subtitles. That's the only, during his interviews. The only one. I don't know where he goes. I think what'll happen is you'll see some of these middle tier schools, there'll be some movement and he'll latch on. And I wouldn't be surprised. For example, who's the other Louisiana team? What's the dude's name? Raging Cajuns, right? Isn't it the Raging Cajuns where the dude's kicking ass? Got the whole college football shook. Let's see here. Hold on. Rankings. And I think they lost already. But it was preseason they were ranked in the top 25. Yeah, it was Ooh La La, Louisiana. Yeah, Raging Cajuns. The Louisiana, I could see something like that, right? Now, I know they've lost because they opened their season loss to Texas, which was a crushing blow. They were supposed to be pretty good. But you could see somebody like that dude, that coach, whoever that coach is. I forget the dude's name. I'm trying to look for it. Leave it. No, that's a quarterback. But you can see a guy like that getting a step up position, and then maybe Coach O going to a school like that. And maybe that's too low of a downgrade from LSU for him. And I don't think he goes to Texas. And I don't, honestly, Sean, I don't think you want Ed Orgeron in Texas. I don't think you want him as the coach of UT. I really don't. I really don't. I think Coach O's novelty, when he got the job, everybody was like, what the fuck is this guy? It was like Coach O is the David Culley of Louisiana. Who the fuck is this guy? What is this? Well, he's super positive and everybody likes him. The fuck? And then they won a national title. And everybody's like, oh, that's our dude, man. I love Coach O. Yeah. I don't know what he's saying, but I love that dude. And now he's not winning. Everybody's like, who the fuck is this guy? Let's get somebody in here with some credentials. So you could see Louisiana's going to go get a name. They're going to go get a name. But I could see Coach O doing like a Mac Brown move, right? Mac Brown went to North Carolina. A program like that. A top 25, fringe top 25, but not a major Power 5 that has a pedigree, if that makes sense, like a Texas. I don't think he goes there. I don't think he recruits well in Texas. In fact, I'd be a little worried if Coach O recruited well anywhere outside of Louisiana. So, I don't know. But if I'm a UT fan, I don't want Coach O as that next head coach of the Longhorns. No thanks. And for the record, what happened to Sarkisian for president? What wasn't that the tweet from what's his name? What's his name? I don't know. There was a tweet last week, right before they got their ass whooped in the second half at the OU game, at the Red River Shootout or Rivalry or whatever the fuck they've changed the name to. But Sark is now 4-3 with losses to Arkansas, OU, and Oak State. So he can't beat the good teams, but he can beat the bad teams. His one win against a ranked opponent was the aforementioned Ooh La La. But back-to-back losses in the state of Oklahoma. Yeah, Sam Ehlinger, that's who it was. Thank you, Joe Pro. And UT is a mess. UT is a mess. Meanwhile, gig 'em, bitches! All right. I mean, they still lost, and they'll still blow it. I'm still waiting on the Aggies to shit the bed one more time now that they've knocked off. But this season is kind of playing out how I said for my Ags, right? I mean, I told you guys at the beginning of the season before they ever played a game, I told you. I said the Aggies are number 6 in the nation in the preseason polls. They will finish at or below 15 because they will lose a bunch of games that they're not supposed to lose. And that's exactly what they did. Now, miraculously, they beat Alabama, but, losing to Arkansas and Mississippi State back-to-back. Oh, they got one more shitty loss in them. Don't you worry, Ag haters. Don't you worry. They got one more. Chuck said, as a Longhorn fan, I'm disappointed. You should be. Listen, I'm not a Longhorn fan. I grew up an Aggie fan, so I grew up having to hate the Texas Longhorns. Just like I grew up an Oiler fan, so I had to hate the Cowboys and the Steelers. But that hate, as I've been in this business now, in radio and otherwise, and I've become more of a objectionable. Well, that might be true. Objective observer of sports. My hate for these rivalry teams is gone. And my love and passion for the teams I root for is also gone. So I will tell you this. The Longhorns deserve better. The Longhorn alumnus, the Longhorn fans, they all deserve better. That school should be better. They should be the best team in Texas every year, and they're just not. They should be the best team in the Big 12, and they are not. And as a school and as a program, they continue to lose the best talent in this state to out-of-state schools. That should not be happening. The Texas Longhorns should be one of the best teams in the country year in and year out because they should have a pick of some of the best football players in the country year in and year out. I think the biggest mistake they made was when they fired Mac Brown. Grass is always greener, and Mac Brown is killing it in North Carolina. Just got a big win over Miami. Boy, that handshake in the end was weird. Manny Diaz wanted nothing to do with it. I was like, bitch, you fired me. Let go of my arm. Let go of my arm, motherfucker. Let go of my arm. Charles said they should have kept Tom Herman. I don't even think about that. I don't even think that's the case. We are White Magic. We're going to get to it. I'll go a little over. We may not do a full 3 hours, but I'll go a little over because we do need to talk some sports today. Real quick, let's just take a gander, shall we, at the AP poll. Let me pull this down. Yeah, I really need to save this. I need to do this off air because I need to have a button where I just click a window and bloop 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 bloop. I agree. Tom Herman does suck. I don't think Tom Herman wasn't the answer at Texas. So zoom out. So here is your week 8 college football rankings. Georgia, unequivocally, unquestionably. What's up, John Westling? Can we all give it up for John Westling? Filling in admirably. Doing a bang-up fantastic job for you guys while I was gone. Johnny boy, thank you, buddy. Keeping the show rolling. I very much appreciate you and your efforts. Yeoman-like work, my friend. I hope the Deckhead showed you much love. I hope No None didn't show up to your stream and act like a dick face like this guy did. Anyways. Here's your top 25. Georgia, unquestioned number 1, garnering all 63 votes. Cincinnati is number 2 at 6-0. I would tell you that that's a surprise, but if you've been paying attention to college football, it's really not. In fact, over there in the coaches poll, OU at number 2 is a bit of a surprise when you consider that they almost lost to Texas. And most of their wins have been ugly wins. OU does not look like, with the quarterback issues that they've had, and boy, they are just duct tape and bubble gumming their way into a playoff berth. And here comes Alabama, 6-1 now. Back in the playoffs at 4. Ohio State is 5. Michigan at 6-0 is 6. Penn State 7. Oklahoma State 8 with that big win over Texas. Michigan, and then Penn State. Michigan State is number 9, and Oregon is number 10. I watched a little bit of Oregon football. They showed better in the first part of the year. Iowa at 6-1, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Coastal Carolina, Kentucky, Wake Forest, gig them. Ags jump up 4 spots with a big, humongous win. Oh, okay. Well, they beat Missouri. NC State, Auburn, Baylor, beating BYU. Jump into the rankings. Beat my beloved BYU Cougars. SMU, San Diego State, Pittsburgh, UTSA, and Purdue. Look at UTSA. First top 25 berth in, I don't know, ever? It's been, I think they said the last time UTSA was in the top 25, the Alamo was still under control of Santa Ana. I'm pretty sure that's the last time. Okay. Others receiving votes. Oh, man. Clemson, my, how the mighty have fallen. Clemson has 64 votes. Arkansas 29. BYU got a few votes. My alma mater. All right. Louisiana with 13. Florida with 7. Texas. Hey, that's good news, right, Longhorns fans? 5 people are still stupid and voted for you. LSU got 2 votes. Cougs. Coug Nation, stand up. Coug 'em. Marty, how about them Boilermakers? Yeah, Marty. How, man, that Boilermaker football. What happened? Sorry. I blacked out there for a second. I don't know. Start talking Purdue Boilermakers. Next thing you know, Marty's going to be bringing up Drew Brees and shit. So there's your top 25. I think the crucial thing to point out here, A&M just sitting there at 17, just where I said they'd be. That'll be about it. They've got, let's see who they're going to lose to next. South Carolina, then they're going to lose to Auburn, Ole Miss. They'll beat Prairie View and probably beat LSU. Well, they got 2 more losses in them. Actually, I think they got 1 more win. They'll beat one of these top 25 teams and lose to one of these top 25 teams. Yeah, that's about right. They'll probably beat South Carolina. Now, what they'll probably do is lose to Auburn. Ole Miss will lose, which means they'll be ranked lower and not help them as much. Then they'll beat Ole Miss, Prairie View, and LSU. So, Marty didn't like the Drew Brees comment. So there's college football top 25. All right, let's talk a little Astros. Zoom out. White Magic wanted to talk baseball. Somebody in the chat said, is anybody else worried about the Red Sox? I think that this series has become unpredictable. Now, normally I would tell you, I think this team is going to win for this reason. I think this team can win for this reason. I don't know what's going to happen. The Red Sox stole one on the road. Fantastic. Good for them. But they've also used their ace now. So for the next couple of games, they're not going to have their ace, which doesn't bode well for them. The Astros don't have an ace. It also doesn't bode well, and it's why they choked away one of their games at home. Starting pitching is a real problem for this team. The Astros have become the Kansas City Chiefs of baseball. They can put up a shit ton of runs, but their starting pitching is so bad, just like the Chiefs' defense is so bad, that you got to outscore them. When the Astros gave up that first grand slam against the Red Sox, I tweeted out, well, on the positive side, it's going to take more than 4 runs to beat the Astros. The Astros went on to score 5 runs in that game. They also went on to give up another grand slam plus another run, and it ended up being 9-5. So again, it's like playing the Chiefs. The Chiefs can't stop anybody, but you're going to have to put up 30-something to beat them. Unless you got really good defense. And in the case of the Astros, unless you've got really good pitching. I don't know that the Red Sox have really good pitching. And I don't think that the Red Sox are going to hit 2 grand slams in a game again. Let's think about this. If they don't give up another fucking grand slam, this is a 5-5 game. Think about that. If just the anomaly of 1 grand slam in an ALCS game. Crazy. But you did 2. It's a different ballgame if they don't shit the bed in that second inning with a second grand slam. Now, I also think Dusty Baker knew. Did y'all see that when he goes, "Oh Lord"? When they hit that first grand, it was amazing. I think it might have been the second grand slam. I don't know. But when they hit that grand slam and he was live on Fox, they're interviewing him in the dugout and he goes, "Oh Lord." Unbelievable. But that game was a fluke. I agree, Dandy Dan. And this is the team you wanted to face. You didn't want to face the Tampa Bay Rays. This is the team you wanted to face. Let me look at something here. Pull up Boston's pitching. Now, I will tell you this. When Dusty put in Odorizzi, it signified to me the Zanar night. I already know it. Second inning, third inning, whatever it was when he put him in. We ain't got it. Something is off. Something ain't right. He puts him in, and he's like, just go out there and eat some fucking innings. I don't give a shit. The bullpen is taxed. We just got to get through this. I think he conceded at that moment. And I also think he's thinking to himself, because I was like, if you cared about this game, you put in Zach Greinke at that moment if you think this game's going to be close. If it's 1-0 and Luis Garcia has loaded the bases and is shitting the bed, then you put in Greinke and you. I also think that Dusty at that moment also had to decide Zach Greinke is going to start a game in this series at that moment. So you're like, well, I need middle relief and I need somebody to just go out and eat innings. Odorizzi's the guy. Zach is going to have to be a starter. And I'll be honest with you, I don't even know if they've announced the matchups for the remainder of the series. Let's look at the schedule here. They have only announced today's starter. Matt Van Arsdale. I'm just getting random calls. By the way, I got Robo Killer or Robo Call. What's it called? I paid for this fucking app. This Robo Call Killer bullshit app. That is the biggest piece of shit I've ever paid for in my whole life. What's it called? Where is it? QLNOP. Where the fuck is it? Okay. Did I uninstall it? What is Let's Go Brandon? I don't understand this. This is so random. You guys are fucking weird. I have no idea what that means. Have I missed something? Just a random ass weird. That's twice now in this fucking show. So, they've only announced today's starters, Urquidy versus Rodriguez. Is that what it is, Chris? It's political crap? All right, so just block that guy. Just if you're going to come in here and post random political bullshit, get the fuck out. Oh, Let's Go Brandon equals fuck Joe Biden. Hey, well, enjoy being blocked, you dumb fuck. Let's see here. Hide user. Remove. Yeah, just block them, Shelby. Thank you. It's weird in the YouTube chat. I don't really get a chance to block people per se. It's I have hide user on this channel. Is that block? This user's messages will be hidden. Okay. Fair enough. Dumb fuck. What is that? See, I'm so glad I don't pay attention to politics. Why would you come on a sports show and post that? Fucking jerk off. I swear to God, people are so goddamn weird. That's the only thing I hate about doing a show like this. Like, you get fucking jerk offs that come in and post and troll, and then there's the fucking idiots that say weird. It's just like, oh my God, just get a life. Anyways. What was I doing? I was going to do something. Oh, well, I was looking at, Astros schedule. Urquidy versus Rodriguez. And then I think Philip asked, is the series 2-2-1-1-1? No, it's 2-3-2. Oh, there's, Joe Pro. 2-3-2. Yeah. So 3 in Boston, then 2 at home. Because that's the scary part about splitting on the road or getting a split at home. You got to take care of business there. So, just to finish up my thoughts, sorry about all the... Oh, Zach is the probable for game 4? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That makes sense. Here's the deal with the Astros-Red Sox series. Astros play well on the road. They have embraced the bad guy role. The boos are not going to bother them. Being on the road is not going to bother them. Obviously, the Red Sox being at home, they're going to enjoy that. All you have to do is win 1 out of 3 on the road. Let's go look at a couple things here. Let's pull up the stats, and let's look at the Astros home and road splits. Let's look at the Red Sox home and road splits. So, splits for the Astros. Sorry, I'm going to try. Oh, what the fuck? They got weird. Well, this is super crazy. This is all out of whack. Let's see. I'm trying to get this so I can share this with you guys because I want y'all to see it as well, to kind of keep up with what I'm talking about. There we go. All right, zoom out. So this is home and road splits in the postseason. We want regular season. This team was 81 and 44. Oh, I'm sorry. 44 and 37. Dumbass. I was like, that doesn't make sense. They were 44 and 37 on the road. They were 51 and 30 at home. They had the highest OPS of any team in baseball on the road. That, thanks to Carlos Correa for pointing that out. They had a 780 OPS on the road right there. Oh, shit, I'm on the wrong screen here. 780 OPS on the road. That's pretty damn good. Now, the other thing to look at is let's go look at the stats. Let's go look at Red Sox pitching. We're going to go to team stats. We're going to go to 2021 regular season. I'm proving a point. I'm trying to show you guys something. So you can see ERA. Where is it? There it is. Where's the Red Sox at? What am I missing here? There they go. So the Red Sox had a 4.26 ERA. 15th in baseball. Now, let's take a look at their splits. Home and away. No, that's postseason. We need regular season. 49 and 32 at home. 43 and 38 on the road. So, it's a team that they can hit, but their pitching after their ace, as it has all year, has been a little sus, much like the Astros. So the only real scary part is you're going to have to face Eovaldi again. And that's probably in game 5. Because he pitched game 2, 5 days of rest. I'd have to go back and just look at the schedule again. Here's the schedule. Right. So Eovaldi goes there, which was the 16th. So he wouldn't be eligible to pitch again until what? 16, 17, 18, 19 on the Wednesday, October 20th. So if the Astros are going to get one on the road, it's going to be tonight or Tuesday. Because you're probably going to drop game 3 of this road trip. You just have to count on that. The way that Eovaldi shut them down in this previous game. How many innings did he go? 5 1/3. There it is. He goes 5 1/3, 3 earned runs, 1 walk. That's all you need. So my opinion, and what I think has to happen, if the Astros don't win one of these next 2 games, they're probably done. This is probably a 4-1 series. I'm going to see this pitching matchup here. I'm curious. Eduardo Rodriguez for the season. A 4.74 ERA, went 13-8, 1.39 WHIP. Urquidy, 3.62 ERA, 0.99 WHIP. Hey, Joe Burrow said, got to take advantage of Boston starting pitching on the road. I won't be mad if they're celebrating another pennant out of town. The same. I don't think they're going to be celebrating out of town, though. This series, they have to win one, but if they do, it's definitely coming back. I don't think they're sweeping on the road. Yeah, I'm sorry, Total Dallas. I don't think the Astros players hear your boos. I don't think they give a fuck, to be honest with you. Let's look and see what they do batter versus pitcher for each. That's always a cool little stat that ESPN has. Here's what Eduardo Rodriguez has done against the Astros. 276 average, 872 OPS. Giving up 6 home runs. Alex Bregman has 2 of those. Maldonado has 1. Okay, so he hasn't fared all that well. 276 is respectable, but it's not great. Urquidy has a 176 average, giving up a 542 OPS, no home runs. And this is obviously in the one game. Obviously. 9 strikeouts. So just the one game. Wow, how many games was this? It was a couple games at least. Yeah, this is like a couple of games. Maybe 2. That's career. So I think this is a prime opportunity to snatch back home field advantage. Greinke worries me. If Greinke's going this series, I'm a little nervous about that. To me, just going to say this. If the Astros lose tonight, they are in serious trouble. Doesn't mean it's over. Doesn't mean it's done. This team has surprised us over and over. I wouldn't be surprised the way this team is if they lost the next 2 and then won game 3 on the road and then won game, the next 2 games at home and win a title. That would not surprise me. Also, the way this pitching staff is going, it wouldn't surprise me if they don't win another game. This is why I said when I started this conversation, this series has become unpredictable. And it's all because Lance McCullers was lost for the ALCS. I really feel like if Lance McCullers was there, you could count on at least 1 win, a stopper, a guy that you kind of knew what was going to happen. It puts the rest of the team at ease. I think Fromber felt the pressure. I think Luis Garcia has felt playoff pressure this whole time. It's why he's pitched so poorly. I think Urquidy's going to be fine on the road. And this is legitimately your best opportunity to steal a game back and bring this back home. But if they lose tonight, and you got to rely on Zach Greinke tomorrow before you get to Uvalde, you're kind of fucked. It's not my prediction. I'm just telling you that's the way it could go. It could get very ugly very quickly for these Astros. And not having an ace and a solid, legit number 2 that you can rely on like they have in the past. Every year, the past 5 years, you've always had at least 2 guys you felt like you could rely on. It hasn't always worked out. But, man, remember the days of Verlander and Cole or Keuchel and McCullers or Verlander and you always had a stopper and an ace and guys that you could count on. And you had people on that pitching staff that were pitching outside and well above their capabilities. Charlie Morton, Brad Peacock. Even when Ken Giles was your closer and shit in the bed left and right, you had guys that came in that you were like, wow, look what they did. And I don't think there is anyone on this team right now on that pitching staff that is doing that. No one on this team do you look at and go, doesn't scare me when they go in the game. Tell the truth, Astros fan. When Ryan Presley goes in the game, are you like, done deal? I don't think so. He's about as solid and a lock to not give up a run as any pitcher on this staff. But Kendall Graveman hasn't looked great in the playoffs. And after that, Stanek and Rayleigh and Matten or whatever how the fuck you say his name. There's nobody else in that bullpen that you look at and go, nails. And there's really nobody in this rotation that you look at and go, nails. Lance McCullers Jr. was the one guy you'd look at and go, I feel good. I feel good about McCullers. I feel good about Presley. Everybody else? I don't know. If they show up, awesome. But you don't know. You just don't know. And that's been the problem all year. And it's amazing. I mean, that bullpen all season, once they fixed it after the trade deadline, was money. And now you're like, ugh. But I'll say this. And I was about to say that, Dandy Dan. Dandy Dan said bullpen's been okay postseason, especially with how much they've been leaned on. The bullpen is not their problem anymore. That's the crazy thing. Before, this team's strength was its hitting, and then its pitching, starting pitching, and then the bullpen was the weak link. And when you could throw defense in there, defense was a strength as well, right? It was hitting, defense, starting pitching, bullpen. Now it's hitting, defense, bullpen, starting pitching. It's not even close. And the Dodgers are in trouble. I still think the Dodgers win that series. Oh, no. Dusty is to blame for this. I don't think he's managed the pitching staff great tonight. But I think that, I don't think, did I say great tonight? I'm sorry, I was reading Virginia Buttonwoods. I don't think he's managed the pitching staff ideally. I think he's made some mistakes. He's done some questionable things. Sometimes I don't think he's had a choice. Sometimes I think it's been like, I probably wouldn't have done that, but. And look, you may not like the way Dusty's handled everything. The fact of the matter is, he got you to another ALCS. That's 2 in a row for this man. I understand you had the shortened season last year. They were under 500. They still got there under him. And in a full season, they got back. So you can say what you want about Dusty and the way he handles it. And at the end of the day, if all their arms fall off, it's probably his fault. But I also think that James Click has something to do with this, and the owner. Also, let's just be honest. You got a lot of money tied up in failed starters, in Verlander and Greinke. And now McCullers is out. I mean, these are all nobody's fault. I think James Click could have gone after another ace or a starter at the deadline. I mean, the Dodgers added an ace. That's my only problem is I think James Click looked at this rotation and said, we're good. And they were good for most of the season. But you knew going into the playoffs, you didn't have that lockdown ace. But the Dodgers added Max Scherzer. Other people added aces. And the Astros got better at the back end of that bully. They did. They did. But they needed and they need an ace. A bona fide stud. And this is the last thing I'm going to say, and we're going to bounce. Off season, they're going to have some decisions to make. They're about to free up a lot of money with Verlander and Greinke and some others. And I'm going to tell you right now, as a team, a lot of you guys are saying Carlos Correa has to be the priority to get signed. And I'm already hearing $40 million. And I don't know if I would pay $40 million for Carlos Correa. But if anybody's earned it to be paid by the Astros, it's Carlos Correa. But I think you got to try to keep Correa here. But I'll tell you this. Regardless of what they do with Correa, regardless, if the Astros do not go out and get an ace, and I mean an ace, not a number 2 that they think they can make an ace. I mean a bona fide stud. This offseason is a failure. And they failed. Because they need one. Lance McCullers should be your 2. If Lance McCullers is your 2 going into next season and you have an ace, a Verlander-esque, a Max Scherzer-esque ace, you're good. With or without Carlos Correa. But if you sign Carlos Correa and you don't sign a bona fide one, not going to go well. If Lance is your ace, you're in trouble. And not because he's not great. He just can't stay healthy. No, you're definitely not paying for October with him. Definitely not, Ben. Disagree. You're paying for last year's leadership. You're paying for this year's leadership and his clutchness. You're paying for his defense, his arm, how many runs that dude saves in a season, his bat. You're paying for all that. Carlos Correa has legitimately earned his place at the superstar level over these last 2 seasons. Now, leading up to the COVID season, no. I probably wouldn't have given that dude more than 20 to 25 million a year. But he's been healthy. He's been amazing. His presence in the clubhouse, his presence in the media and with the public and with the fans, his clutchness, his defense, his arm. Dude, there is nothing bad you can say about Carlos Correa over the last 2 seasons. Nothing. I mean, he has earned every penny of whatever it is he's going to make. He's proven it's about, I mean, when you're going to get that kind of money, it's about being a superstar. And he is now a bona fide superstar. There's no way around it. Think about that. Last season, this team was bad. And it's because guys like Altuve and Bregman shrunk. When the scandal happened, they all went into a shell. They all played poorly. One guy was out there with his chest out, head up, wasn't taking shit from nobody. Remember, he would call out players that would talk shit and be like, get your facts straight. You don't have statistics, da-da-da-da-da. Nobody else was doing that. Altuve would be like, well, we just want to play baseball and then we just don't hate me. Not Correa. And that was the exact leadership that they needed. And he's doing it again this year with the fans and other players that have been calling him out. I'm telling you guys, that is a bona fide stud over there. Mimi, you're right, though. And you have a right to be worried, Mimi. You absolutely have a right to be worried. She said, and that's my concern for Correa, him staying healthy. You absolutely have a right to be concerned. But the fact that he's done it over the last 2 seasons and managed to stay, I mean, I'm way more worried about Lance McCullers Jr. And that's why I say they have got to go out and get an ace that they can rely on. And now Max Scherzer saying he's tired, his arm is shot. Well, damn, don't go chasing that dude. They say they're going to make a qualifying offer to Verlander. I don't think Verlander wants to be here anymore, to be honest with you. I think this team's priority has to be an ace and Carlos Correa in that order. Because even if you don't get Carlos Correa, there's a ton of shortstops out there. And I know it's not Carlos Correa. I get it. But there's a ton of shortstops out there for value that you can get. You got to go out and get an ace. All right. I beat that to a pulp. All right. I got shit I'm going to go do. I didn't do a full hour, but an extra 26 with some sports, some Astros talk. Not bad. Total Dallas, you are definitely not a stud. Hey, guys, thanks so much for being here, man. It's good to be back. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for listening to my stories about Utah and the Astros and everything else. Enjoy Monday Night Football. Enjoy your night. I love you all very much. It's good to be back. Thanks for having me. Thanks for being here. I will see y'all tomorrow. We'll talk some more sports. Maybe we'll do a little more NFL. Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Shelby. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Katie. Love you all to death. Bye. Hey, man, one more time, thank you to John Westling for holding it down. P.O.P. holding it down. Mama. See y'all tomorrow. Until then, be safe. Be kind. Most importantly, love each other. See y'all tomorrow. YouTube video!